In 2004, the basketball world witnessed one of the greatest clashes in NBA Finals history. On one side, the Los Angeles Lakers, a team packed with stars and considered invincible, led by the legendary duo of Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. On the other, the Detroit Pistons, a team without any major superstars, but with a unique identity, relentless defense, teamwork, and at the heart of it all, Ben Wallace. What no one expected was that this man, just 6 feet 2 inches tall and with the spirit of a giant, would challenge and overcome Shaq, the most dominant player in the league, and nullify Kobe, one of the greatest scorers in history. Ben Wallace didn't just win. He destroyed the Lakers' game plan and shook the foundations of a dynasty. The Pistons' performance was so impressive that it resulted in the definitive breakup of the iconic Lakers duo. And today we revisit that legendary series, where Ben Wallace and the Detroit Pistons not only shocked the world, but also rewrote basketball history. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, the Los Angeles Lakers were synonymous with NBA supremacy. Led by Shaquille O'Neal, a colossus in the paint, and Kobe Bryant, a young prodigy who grew with each passing season, the Lakers didn't just dominate, they defined an era. With 3 consecutive titles between 2000 and 2002, Phil Jackson at the helm as the ultimate tactician, and a roster built to win, the team seemed unstoppable. In the 2003 to 2004 season, the Lakers didn't just want to get back on top, they were building what looked like the greatest super team ever. The addition of 2 future Hall of Famers, Gary Payton and Karl Malone, fueled expectations for another championship. With a legendary foursome and the best offensive and defensive talent in the league, the Lakers were the overwhelming favorites, crushing opponents and making it clear that their only goal was the title. But their dominance was accompanied by internal tensions. The constant disputes between Shaq and Kobe, fighting for control and prominence, began to show off the court. Despite the internal tensions between their stars, the Los Angeles Lakers entered the 2004 playoffs determined to reassert their supremacy. With the second-best record in the Western Conference, 56-26, the team was widely considered the favorite to win the title, thanks to the unmatched talent of Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Karl Malone, and Gary Payton. In the first round, the Lakers faced the young Houston Rockets team, led by Yao Ming and Steve Francis. The series showed the experience and strength of the Lakers, who dispatched Houston in 5 games, 4-1. Shaq dominated the paint against Yao, while Kobe demonstrated his ability to make decisions in critical moments. It was a clear sign that the Lakers were ready for a long playoff run. The real test came in the second round against the defending champions, the San Antonio Spurs. The series began with the Spurs winning the first 2 games at home, leaving doubts about the Lakers' focus. But Kobe and Shaq took control, with the most memorable moment being Derek Fisher's shot with just 0.4 seconds left in Game 5, a play that became historic. With that, the Lakers went on to win the series 4-2, eliminating a direct rival and showing that, despite their difficulties, they were still a force to be reckoned with. In the Western Finals, the Lakers faced the season's MVP, Kevin Garnett, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The series was physical and intense, but the Lakers' superior talent prevailed. Shaq dominated in the paint, while Kobe was relentless in the decisive moments. After 6 games, 4-2, the Lakers secured their spot in the NBA Finals, seeking their 4th title in 5 years. The team entered the finals as the clear favorite, carrying the confidence of a dynasty and the brilliance of its stars. But what awaited them on the other end of the court was something no one could have predicted. The 2003 to 2004 Detroit Pistons weren't a team built on superstars, but rather on a concept: suffocating defense, teamwork, and a blue-collar mentality that epitomized the city of Detroit. Under coach Larry Brown, the Pistons built their identity around players who exceeded expectations, with Ben Wallace emerging as the defensive cornerstone who redefined what it meant to dominate in the NBA. Ben Wallace had one of the most unlikely paths to NBA stardom. He went undrafted in the 1996 draft, but his determination and work ethic led him to sign with the Washington Bullets, now the Wizards. After stints with the Orlando Magic and, finally, the Detroit Pistons, Wallace found his home. Although relatively short for a center, just 6 feet 11 inches, Wallace made up for it with absurd strength, elite athleticism, and an unmatched will. He became the heart of the Pistons' defense, racking up Defensive Player of the Year awards 2002, 2003, and later 2005, 2006, and earning respect as one of the greatest defenders of all time. In the 2003 to 2004 season, the Pistons bolstered their roster with the arrival of Rasheed Wallace, who brought versatility and offensive prowess to the team. Along with the core of Chauncey Billups, a.k.a. Mr. Big Shot, Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, and Ben Wallace, the Pistons became a defensive nightmare for opponents. Ben Wallace was the engine that drove the team, leading the way with averages of 12.4 rebounds, 3.0 blocks, and 1.8 steals per game in the regular season, in addition to a relentless energy that didn't show in the stats. His defensive impact was so profound that on many nights, he literally changed the course of a game with his presence in the paint. The Pistons finished the regular season with a 54-28 record, the third-best record in the Eastern Conference. Larry Brown's arrival as coach was instrumental in cementing the team's philosophy of stifling defense and balanced offense, without relying on any one player to carry the team. The 2004 playoffs were definitive proof that the Detroit Pistons were much more than just a solid team. They were a collective force that combined impenetrable defense and fierce determination. Despite being underdogs for the title, the Pistons overcame powerful opponents and established their place as one of the most resilient teams in NBA history. The Pistons opened their campaign against the Milwaukee Bucks, led by Michael Redd. Detroit showed its defensive strength from the start, limiting the Bucks to an average of 85 points per game in the series. Ben Wallace was the anchor, dominating the rebounds and making it difficult for anyone to attack in the paint. With offensive contributions from Richard Hamilton and Chauncey Billups, the Pistons won the series comfortably 4-1, advancing to the conference semifinals. In the second round, the Pistons faced the defending Eastern Conference champion New Jersey Nets, led by Jason Kidd and Richard Jefferson. This was an epic battle that tested Detroit's resilience. After 6 intense games, the series was tied at 3-3, with both teams showing great tenacity. In the decisive Game 7, the Pistons displayed masterful defense, holding the Nets to just 69 points and winning 90-69. Ben Wallace's performance in this game was crucial, with 18 rebounds, 3 blocks, and intimidating presence that shut down the Nets' attempts to score in the paint. This victory cemented the Pistons' identity as a team that thrived under pressure. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pistons faced the best team in the conference, the Indiana Pacers, led by Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest, now met as Sanford Artest. This was an extremely physical and defensive series, with both teams fighting for every possession. Ben Wallace was once again the defensive standout, dominating the paint against Jermaine O'Neal, ensuring that the Pacers were unable to build a significant lead at any point in the series. The decisive moment came in Game 6 in Detroit, when the Pistons won 69-65 to clinch the series 4-2. This victory secured the Pistons their first trip to the NBA Finals since 1990, and the team was prepared to face the monumental challenge that awaited them, the Los Angeles Lakers, with their dynasty in full swing and full of superstars. Detroit entered the finals as underdogs, but with unshakable confidence in its defense, team chemistry, and the man who anchored it all, Ben Wallace. The stage was set for one of the greatest upsets in basketball history. The 2004 NBA Finals pitted two teams with completely opposite philosophies against each other. On one side, the Los Angeles Lakers, packed with superstars, with Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant at their peak and bolstered by legends like Karl Malone and Gary Payton. On the other, the Detroit Pistons, a team without big offensive names, but who prided themselves on their suffocating defense and collective play. The Lakers entered the series as the overwhelming favorite, but the Pistons quickly proved that the predictions were not going to come true. In Game 1 in Los Angeles, the Pistons gave the Lakers a reality check. Ben Wallace was the defensive anchor, limiting Shaquille O'Neal in crucial moments and dominating the rebounds. Although Shaq scored 34 points, he was forced to work hard on every possession, while Kobe Bryant struggled with a strong perimeter defense led by Tayshaun Prince. On the offensive side, Chauncey Billups began to build his case for Finals MVP, leading the way with 22 points. The 87-75 road win put the Pistons in the lead and proved they were a serious threat.
Husband, fortunately, I found something else.
But next year, 6-second differential. And that gets blocked by Wallace.
Excellent move. I tell you, goaltending is such a tough call. It really is. You can make a case of that.
So he hasn't scored, but he's always a factor. Stolen by Detroit. And Gary turns it over.
Game 2 was the only game the Lakers managed to win in the series, and even then, it was a tough battle. Shaq had a monster performance with 29 points and 7 rebounds, while Kobe Bryant saved the team with a three-pointer late in regulation to force overtime. Ben Wallace was tireless, contributing 12 points, 13 rebounds and 2 blocks, and his defensive presence kept the Pistons competitive until the end. Despite the 99-91 loss, Detroit had already earned everyone's respect with its ability to go toe-to-toe with the Lakers dynasty. Back in Detroit, the Pistons put on one of the most dominant defensive performances in finals history. The Lakers were held to just 68 points, with Shaq and Kobe clearly frustrated by Detroit's suffocating defense. Ben Wallace was absolutely dominant, grabbing 22 rebounds and recording 3 blocks, as well as neutralizing Shaq at crucial moments. Kobe Bryant had one of his worst nights of the series, finishing with 11 points on just 4 to 13 shooting from the field. The Pistons won 88-68. Taking a 2-1 lead in the series. With the Lakers cornered, the Pistons kept up the pressure in Game 4. Ben Wallace once again led the defense, challenging Shaq at every turn and making life difficult for Kobe. Wallace finished with a double-double, recording 13 points and 17 rebounds, in addition to numerous defensive plays that did not show up in the stats. Chauncey Billups and Richard Hamilton led the offense, as the Pistons showed their collective superiority. The Lakers looked disorganized and unable to find solutions against the Pistons' defense, who held on for another important 88-80 victory, coming within 1 victory of the title. In the game that sealed the fate of the series, the Pistons left no doubt about their superiority. The Detroit team was relentless, dominating the Lakers from start to finish. Ben Wallace had another emblematic performance, recording 18 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks, completely nullifying Shaquille O'Neal in the decisive moments.
Coach Chuck Daly, Bill Lambier is here tonight. And then Wallace drives to the hoop, and Ben gets the gong at 10-7. Well, Pitt boots over him. Doesn't drop. Big Ben. Kenneth Payton losing it. Stolen by Wallace. He's out in front all alone. And since they've been going to the free throw line more often, that's a tough. Wallace. Wow.
Music for that, and it's really paid off for him.
It's working tonight, and there he is again. 11 of 19. Ben Wallace over Brian Russell. Give and take with Shaq.
Ben Wallace did that on purpose, Al. He knew it was going in.
While Wallace dominated defensively, Chauncey Billups took the lead on offense, contributing 21 points and cementing his finals MVP award. The Pistons won 100-87, closing the series 4-1 and clinching the title in emphatic fashion. Ben Wallace was the heart and soul of the Pistons in these finals. He bullied Shaq, forcing him to fight for every point, and his presence in the paint destabilized the entire Lakers offense. Shaq still put up good stats, but he was clearly less dominant than usual, thanks to Wallace's energy and strength. In addition, Wallace also influenced the mental game. Kobe Bryant was frustrated by the Pistons' collective defense, but it was Ben Wallace's wall in the paint that shut down many of the Los Angeles Stars' attempts. Ben Wallace is one of the greatest examples of resilience and dedication in NBA history. Despite going undrafted, he built a career that defied expectations and redefined the importance of defense in basketball. His career is marked by collective achievements and individual awards that solidify his status as one of the greatest defenders of all time. Ben Wallace won the Defensive Player of the Year award 4 times, tied with Dikembe Mutombo for the most in history. His ability to block shots, protect the paint, and grab rebounds made him a defensive pillar for every team he played for, especially the Detroit Pistons. Despite being a player who made little offensive contributions, Wallace was selected to the All-Star game on 4 occasions, a rare feat for a player who was not known for scoring points. This honor reflects the respect he earned for his impact on the game, particularly on defense and rebounding. Wallace was selected to the All-NBA team, the list of the league's best players, in 5 seasons. Wallace was a perennial All-Defensive Team selection, earning 5 first-team honors, 2002 to 2006, and 1 second-team honor, 2007. This underscores his consistency as one of the most feared defenders in the NBA. In 2021, Ben Wallace was officially inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, becoming the first undrafted player in NBA history to receive this honor. His induction recognized his contributions to the game and his impact as one of the greatest defenders of all time. Ben Wallace redefined what it means to be dominant defensively. He proved that basketball is about more than just scoring points, showing that defense and team effort are the keys to success. His individual and team accomplishments place him among the greatest in NBA history, and his legacy continues to inspire players who value defense and hard work. He is, without a doubt, one of the greatest examples of resilience and dedication the game of basketball has ever seen.
NBA champion Detroit Pistons, congratulations, and here's the trophy.
The feeling you have right now, nothing in the world of sports compares with a championship.
Out there, let me talk now. Y'all been doing y'all been talking long enough. Time for me to talk. Told you we was gonna do it. Back there. Spell my name? Oh, no. None of that.
Okay, here we go, guys.